Hello, everybody. Hello. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone is doing well. I was over at Autumn's channel watching the live hearings, so it's nice to see some of you guys again. Hey, Sunflower and Jenny, my little Jenny, Jen, and Patricia, Seascape, Tim, Lily B. So how's everybody doing? Everybody doing okay? Feeling okay? Doing good? Hi, Coriel and Kathy W. Terry, hi. Hey, T-Barb, nice to see you again. I was going to come on earlier this afternoon because I thought the hearings were going to be like hours and hours and hours. I didn't realize they were only going to be like an hour and a half. So I'm back to my regularly scheduled late night tales, even though it's not very late here, but it could be where you're at. So thanks for joining me. Let's see. Hi, Lucretia and Lily B, Carol, Twin Flames, Carol Gallagher, Terry Solaris, Sunflower, Spiritual Seeker, Good Vibes, Hey Now, Lucky Girl, hello. I don't know, Jenny. I was thinking because it was today by Liz Cheney in the hearings that Scott Perry was seeking a preemptive presidential pardon. So I think we're going to go with Scott Perry. I will go back and note that in the video because I just made that decision just now. So yeah. Was that ever mentioned before that Scott Perry had asked for a preemptive presidential pardon? Does anybody remember hearing that? Or was tonight the first night that it was brought up? Hey, Allie. I was having a little text messaging with Allie here and Jenny, and I was saying that I think Officer Fanone is a very good-looking man. So thumbs up if you think Officer Fanone is a good-looking man. I think he is. Let's see. So no, nobody had heard about Scott Perry seeking a preemptive presidential pardon. Yeah, I don't remember hearing that either until it was brought up tonight by Liz Cheney. You agree, Jenny? You agree? Because you replied to the text message with a bunch of laughy faces. Man, he's a good looking dude. Good looking dude. So we all agree. We all have crushes. We're all crushing on Officer Fanone, huh? Jenny, you got hearts in your eyes too? Me too. I went downstairs. I told Peanut, I was like, babe, I'm going to take you to the tattoo shop and I'm going to get you all tatted up because I saw Officer Fanone and he's sporting some ink. And he's like, hell no. And I said, I told Peanut, I was like, you better watch your drink because I'm going to slip you a bunch of roofies and haul your ass over to the nearest ink shop and get you all inked up. I told him I was going to have his neck tattooed with my name on it that says, I love my little babe, because that's what he calls me. He calls me little babe. I just made up all sorts of shit. I was like, I'm going to have your neck tattooed where it says, I love my little babe. And then I'm going to get my name tattooed across your chest and put butterflies and unicorns and rainbows all over you. I'm such a horrible wife. He was not happy with my proposition. So that was my joke to Peanut. But I told him, I was like, watch your drinks because I'm going to slip you a roofie, take you to the tattoo shop. So I know, right, Kathy? I'm a terrible wife. Oh, Lord. Hey, AQ, nice seeing you. I haven't seen you in a while. Nice to see you again. So, you see, give Peanut a roomie and hire a tattoo artist to come to your home. Yep, slip him a few roofies. Frisk me now, Fanone. Jenny. How you been, AQ? How you been? We're just over here messing around. Hope that's okay with everybody. I'm trying to shuffle my cards as best as I can because we just did that GT yesterday and I'm using the same deck. Coriel, you think he's a babe? I think so too. And he's got like, when he if I remember correctly, because he didn't speak tonight, but he's got kind of like a southern drawl. Mm-hmm. Good looking man. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Becca. How are you, Joanne? Oh, Becca. I'm saying hi to myself, Jesus. Hi, Joanne. Joanne. Fibroid surgery. Oh. Well, I hope everything went okay. It's good to see you. Hey, Frida. Coriel, you could get real with him, with Officer Fanone. Me too, girl. I just asked the chat. He's got a whole fan base over here. All 210 of you are crushing on Officer Fanone. And I'm sure we're not the only ones. I'm sure there's plenty more somewhere out there. Let me see. What are you guys saying? I know, right, Spiritual Seeker? Joanne's even jumping in. She's like, yep, he is a hottie. Hey, Karen. Hey, Nenny. Yep. I'm going to have to get some roofies and take Peanut over to the tattoo shop and get them all inked up. Then he'll kill me the next day when he wakes up. But, you know, whatever. We all need a date with him. Too bad for us. I think he's married with kids. Dang it. Oh, look at Joanne. Joanne saying she loves the ink on a cutie. Me too, girlfriend. Me too. I'm a sucker for a man with ink and a sucker for a man in a beard. Not those ugly ass beards though that look like they're so long it looks like he's growing pubic hair on his face. No, that's disgusting. Like a beard, like a well-managed beard, I think is sexy. Like every time Peanut shaves his face, I'm like, why the hell did you do that? Because Peanut has like a little baby face, you know? So when he shaves, because I guess his beard will get itchy after a little bit and he'll shave it off and it's just like, why? But he keeps his like short, you know what I mean? So that I can handle. But when it looks like, when you're looking like ZZ Top, no, that's just kind of gross to me. That's kind of gross to me. Oh my God, Jenny, I couldn't help but laugh every time they showed One-Eyed Stewie Rhodes tonight. Yeah. Like the goddamn one-eyed gopher in the tunnels. What a bunch of morons. What a bunch of morons. And then when they were saying, you know, at the very end of the hearing, they were saying the clips from the people that have been sentenced to probation and stuff like that. And there was one guy that said, for everything he's done for us. I'm like, what the hell did he do for you other than rob you blind and ruin your lives? I mean, it's a bunch of brainwashed idiots and morons. Exactly, Starlight. Morons is being kind. Kind of like that meme I saw the other day that I shared with Johnny that said, if I had IQ points for these two together, it showed a picture of Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert. It said, if I had $1 for the IQ points between these two, I'd have to borrow $2.75 to get a Happy Meal at McDonald's. Same thing with these MAGA idiots, man. Oh, and you guys, I was telling Jenny, because of the live hearings today, there was a bunch of YouTubers, maggot YouTubers, that were going live, just making shit up that, you know, it was Antifa and Black Lives Matter, and it was Pelosi that declined help from Trump because they were setting him up to make him look bad, and the people that were there were patriots. And I'm just like, wait, which one is it? Was it Antifa? Was it Black Lives Matter? Or were they patriots? Because from what I'm seeing here on video, there's a whole bunch of white folk carrying Trump flags, beating the shit out of cops, you know? And I mean, they were just spinning shit into gold over there. Like, I was like, oh my God, that whole portion of the population, you're never getting those people back. You reported the ones that you found. Yeah, I reported the ones that I found too. But it's not like anything's going to happen, you know? Most of them have erectile dysfunction. Exactly, Sunflower. Exactly. Truer words have never been spoken, my friend. Your 4-letter words are forming in a string now, Joanne. I kept hoping that blind in the video from the garage won't turn around and it would be Jenny Thomas. Freda. Really, Terry? That's what I'm saying. I'm wondering how they're going to spin it, because that shit is just bad. That shit is bad, especially because Liz Cheney was dropping names. And I'm not here, I'll say it again for the record, I'm not here to rehabilitate her. That woman voted 99.9% with Trump when he was in office. She is a horrible warmonger. She is a terrible human being. She is abhorrent in her policies. But on this issue, I can agree with her, you know, but she was dropping names, y'all. Like, so I'm just sitting there wondering, like, I wonder how Kevin McCarthy's going to spin this, because I saw briefly today that Elise Stefanik was out there saying that, calling this whole investigation a partisan witch hunt and it's all bullshit and this, that, and the other thing. And it's like, that woman is disgusting, to see how cheaply she sold her soul. I mean, that's just fucking gross. New York needs to can her ass big time. So exactly, Tim. Like I said, I'm not here to rehabilitate her image, because she nasty. Liz Cheney is nasty, but on this, she's right. Rudy Tootsie Giuliani should be capping. Oh, did you guys hear? I saw today, I think it was on Fair and Balanced on Ring of Fire? Or was it on Dave Pacman? I forgot. I saw today that Pete Navarro is over there trying to raise money for his legal defense. And people were saying in the comments that he's worth like $5 million or whatever, but he's complaining that his legal fees are going to be about $500,000 to $1 million. And it's like, motherfucker, you got the money. He's over there grifting people to try to raise money for his legal defense. And it's like, did you not see what happened to Rudy Giuliani? He tried that route too, and he was only able to raise like a few thousand, you know? So Sneaky Stefanik is such a troll. She and Liz Cheney used to be friends. When you have, who needs enemies when you have friends like that? Yeah, completely agreed, Renee. She's gross, man. She's gross. And then what else did I see on? I think it was it David Pacman? I can't remember. It was one of those independent, progressive talk show people that have channels on YouTube. I guess Marjorie Taylor Greene just hired that Papadopoulos guy, or whatever the hell is, not Papadopoulos. I forget his name. The white supremacist guy that I think he's gay as well, but was kicked off of some conservative thing for basically saying that it's okay to, you know, get busy with minors or something, that she's on her team now. You know, so much for the Dems are pedophiles when you just hired one on, you know, now he's one of your aides. Like, I'm telling you, that girl, shit for brains is being nice for that one. Let me see. Hey, Desiree. Yeah, or Saudi Arabia or somewhere else. You see, wonders if they'll tell all the Republicans trying to get preemptive pardons. Well, let's ask. Let's ask really quick. Let me set these aside because I need to keep shuffling those to clear them really good. And I have to keep in mind, too, that Liz Cheney was saying that at the beginning of the hearings today that they're not, because this is an ongoing investigation, they're not going to share everything with the public. So when I heard that, I was like, oh. So it's an ongoing investigation, and they're not going to share everything with us. So let's see. Will all the Republicans who tried to get preemptive pardons from Trump be named? Will all the Republicans who were trying to get preemptive pardons from Trump be named by the committee? Will all the Republicans who tried to get preemptive pardons from Trump be named by the committee? That's a big ol' yes. That's a big ol' yes. Hey, Marby, thank you. Oh, yes. And there was probably payments and checks. A gift. There's your money. There's your transaction. And then there's receipts. They'll be named. There's records of it. And this, because it's fish, it could also be the many that tried to get preemptive pardons. So that's looking like a yes. Someone's bringing receipts along with subpoenas with bouquet and letter. So there's that. Goddamn idiots, man. Okay, man, I'm about to go commit this crime for you, but can you hand me a preemptive pardon? You know, just in case it doesn't work out. You know what I mean? I can cover my own ass. Except they kind of forgot about the part that, I don't know, maybe getting a pardon as part of a conspiracy nullifies that pardon. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but, you know. Nobody said these people were smart. Nobody said these people were smart. If anything, they like to burn books and ban books and get their education from Sean Hannity and Fox News. So nobody said they were smart. A pardon is admitting guilt. Yeah, exactly, T-Barb. Exactly. But I was saying, I don't know if you watched the hearings tonight, T-Barb, but Liz Cheney mentioned that Scott Perry had asked for a preemptive pardon from Donald Trump. That was one name that she brought up. And then she said other sitting members of Congress that were involved, but she didn't drop too many names. So it was very interesting to see how they were able to bring it together. So I guess what they're saying is that the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers already had the plan on where they were going to enter in the Capitol. And Trump's job was to rile up the riot and send them over there so that the Proud Boys could have the backup from the people at the rally. So that's how that was linked. Oh, you did watch it? Okay, good. Those threatening to quit were whiners. Yeah, cuff that motherfucker. I can't stand that piece of shit human being. It's not even a human being. It's like a cockroach. Sorry for the foul language, but it's just like I watched all the stuff. I watched all the violence. That didn't bother me. You know, I don't know, maybe I'm desensitized or something. That didn't bother me. What got my blood boiling, what really got my blood boiling is you have members of the Republican Party, the entire Republican Party at this point, with the exception of Liz Cheney and Kinzinger, who have access to briefs. Okay. They were all on a phone call when this was happening, losing their goddamn minds. This is all going public. The American people are hearing it. They're watching cops get the shit beat out of them. You know, they talked about at the hearing today how there was a conversation, I forget who it was, that talked to Donald Trump, and they were saying that they were going to hang Mike Pence. And Donald Trump was basically endorsing the murder of Pence because he was like, well, what do I care? Maybe he deserves it. You know, like he didn't care. You know, with all that happening, and then these people can sit there and look you in the eye and lie about it, regardless of the evidence that's out there. Like we say in Spanish, querer tapar el sol con un dedo, trying to cover up the sun with your finger. You know, it's out in the light of day for everybody to see, you know. But it's like they will sit there and look you straight in the eye and lie to your face. So, oh, you know what I need to do? I need to make the chart. I'm over here just... Okay, so Scott Perry. I hope you guys can't hear the assholes down there, the neighbors. Can you guys hear them? Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. You don't, okay, you don't hear them. Okay, so it's only me. I might put my headphones on and put my phone on or something, because I can't think with that shit that's going on down there. Sorry, guys. Give me a minute while I make this chart. I would have had this done beforehand, but I just decided to do Scott Perry tonight. Like on the whim. It was being spontaneous. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm going to put my damn headphones on before these clowns start getting loud and I can't think straight. Can you guys hear me? Can y'all hear me okay? Sound check. Okay, good. Sorry, I'm getting ready to put on some music so I don't have to hear these jerks down there. Spotify. Love that shit. Future Garage and Down Tempo. Best music ever. Okay, so let me look up what Scott Perry looks like because I don't know what he looks like. Look at his picture. Oh, that guy. Ah. Okay. Whew, Lord Jesus. Sorry, give me a second, you guys. Okay, so in this tableau, Scott Perry. I hope you guys can see that. He's sitting right here, first row, with 2 columns above his head. So he's under a significant amount of pressure. Also with mountain over his head, that's a lot of pressure. So this is where he's at currently. This is where he's going. Damn. He's got lilies that's sitting over his head right by tower. Is he a veteran? Does anybody know? Because Lily sits above his head. And perhaps with since Tower Knight's here, to Key sits in house ship, like the Navy or Marine Corps or something like that. Does anybody know? Veteran, Navy, Marine Corps, something like that, but a veteran. Refresh your page, Jean. That's not me. That's you. Military leadership. Did he wear uniform? Because he's got Lily's up here. U.S. Army. Army War College. Well, he's got some, he's veteran. U.S. Army, National Guard General. Okay. Okay, so that explains this. Because he's deeply rooted there. Veteran status. This is something, an institution with veterans. Also something around a judge as well. And then with Key here, Key sits in house ships. So I was wondering if it was like Navy or something like that. And you guys are saying, refresh your page, or everybody else can hear me just fine, Jean. That's you. So veteran. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Well, he's sitting here. Dog is in its own house in this grand tableau. Dog is sitting in its own house. There is serious growing uncertainty around him, and many. It's just like the problems are going to grow for this guy. Up here, this top line, we could be looking at branching out or growing, because this has to do with contentment and virtue. Also, you know, our veterans, but it has to do with maturity. There may be a something coming up to perhaps consider or choose retirement this way. Resignation, retirement, because it shows important travel or important transition. Key in the house of ship. So that's one possibility with these. Let me see. Did these people shut up? Okay, they shut up. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to turn my headphones off. He retired. Okay, 40 years of service. Okay, maybe that's what that is, because shows here veteran and a very important decision to retire and move on. But it shows up here. Tree has to do with time. This is also a time card. Both of these cards take a long time. Trees don't sprout up overnight. And then lilies has to do with aging, and our older years. Okay, our golden years. So these are two very slow. It talks about a lot of time, a long time. And then there's an important decision to move away, to separate, to retire. But that's how this top line is. So I'm wondering if that's in regards to his veteran status or him leaving the actual institution, because Tower sits over his head. So he's immediately thinking about this. something long-standing that is solid, that is branching out and growing within the courts and the government. Large buildings. Him, he sits on house storks. Move and a change. This shows a change of residence. His loyalty. Okay. Dog sits in its own house. Loyalty. Residence change. This shows a change of residence. Disputing the results. A loss. And then there's action here that says that that leaving. If that makes any sense. And then right below him, he's got the fish. But with the corners, this is saying something about like the problems are just going to continue to grow for many. Hey, thanks, Cold Toes. He says he doesn't vote and that it was a joke, just a bunch of people. Well, he's a veteran. Yeah, Aspie. That and a general at that, a fucking officer. God damn, you would think these stupid sons of bitches would know better. Dear God, that breaks my heart right there. Because if I was a peon and I had to know what was right and wrong, what the hell gives these people that were way higher up than me when I was in license to do whatever the hell they want? But yeah, this shows a change of residence. Moving away from home. Let me see. Give me 1 second. While I stare at something real quick. Because it shows that he moves and changes. He sits on house storks. It's like moving house. Him, loyalty, dependable, reliable. His loyalty, companionship, but then moving house here. Change and the move to debate the results ends. And then the news of that comes out. If this is the pardon, because pardons are written, right? So I'm going to look at, I don't think he got one because of the cards that are around it. This is a no, this is a no. And when I box this in, this is like the final, the final say. When you box this in, if you go down this column, if this is the pardon, it's still bad if I follow it this way. So it doesn't matter which way I look, as so long as I look to the right, it's not good. It's saying that the results or this document or letter is established as false or treasonous. Here, it's a lie. Here it says it's very difficult. Here it says that it ends and brings ruin. And then this is followed by clouds, problems. What is around clouds? Letter and clouds. That's bad news. And clouds is affecting all this over here. It's affecting all these cards up here. This one, all these right here. And then all these down this way. So it's affecting this, these, and then these, and this. Sun and clouds, bad. Moon and clouds, bad. Where's Tower? Tower's over there. Lily's is way over there. Where's Stars? Stars is far. He's got Clover sitting back on his house. Which is luck and opportunity, but it's also a risk, and it turns out to be really bad. The risk is the risk to manipulate, or the risk to be sniveling and conniving, brings just persistent suffering and problems this way. And it all has to do with the many that were in agreement in the network for the win. The investigation, persistent guilt, burdens, trouble, and shitstorm this way. But it's not just him, it's the many. If you see here, this is the King of Diamonds. I'm not sure who this is. And remember yesterday when we were looking at what's his name? Was it, no, it wasn't Jim Jordan that we were looking at, Mo Brooks. And we touched on this person over here. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. Lilies. And we were able to locate the oath creepers and the little people just because it was hitting on this line of influence with the cross right over Lilies. But I was saying someone that's a veteran. So perhaps in Mo Brooks's thing, this could also be what's his face? Scott Perry, because this Lilies right here, Knights to House. And we were talking about the agreement that was made from the many that were working together to steal something. But when I followed this line down and I went this way, it showed that it's in the house. But when I was looking at Lilies, I was like, it could be anybody. And the only people that came to mind at the time was Flynn and Bannon. But I remember saying that there could be a team of them because it sits on House Mice. So a team of them working together to obscure. But it looks like perhaps veterans of some sort. So perhaps in Mo Brooks's GT, this could also be presenting as what's his face? This guy, Scott Perry. Because in this tableau, it shows that it's vast. With stars on Lilies, vast. With these, if these are veteran people, veterans that are stealing. Okay. So let's go back over to Scott Perry. Okay. You see. So central to his tableau, we have a woman that is speaking or talking, meeting. She sits on house birds, and then child or ships sits on house child. So let's see, a woman that travels, a woman that transitions, a woman that has to do with commerce, enterprise, and a transfer. So this woman, the transfer, and then she has knowledge about it. Okay, so a woman that transfers, and then here is the progress and the change that was disputed and fought over. Whip Knights over here to garden. Garden is where there is a large body of people. Think of an audience, outdoors, lots and lots of people fighting. So we could be looking at the mob this way. But that shows up 3, 4, 5, 3 and 5 columns ahead of him to get these two to talk. Okay. But that's at the center of his tableau. The storks sits on garden. So changing and the relocation of a party could be one way to interpret that. A party that is moving on. Improvements and promotions to that body where there's that party where there's a large body of people. And then with Whip here in House Mountain, disputing and delaying, fighting obstacles, but it's repeated obstacles as well. There's a pattern to the obstacles, if that makes sense. Now, what does he have nearby? Okay, he's got the key. He doesn't knight to it, so he does not answer this way. the answer is delayed, and then him, and he also does not have access to to move away from something. It's out of reach and it's blocked here by mountain. Okay. Moon is out of reach. Sun is out of reach. Stars is out of reach. So the three celestials are out of reach for him. So it's almost like it's a long shot for any success in regards to this entire situation and how he's linked. Because if you follow that down this line here, again, the dog sits in its own house, and it sits next to house here, which is the King of Hearts. So if you look here, Ace of Hearts, 10 of Hearts, King of Hearts, and then there's Queen of Hearts here. So you can pair all of these together by the pip. That's how I do it. And then down here, you have the King of Diamonds. Well, this is many that are loyal and friendly in the house, that are connected and linked to the network to fight the change, if that makes sense. Okay. But he is linked. He knights here to Ring, or I'm sorry, he knights here to Garden. Garden sits on House Letter. Okay. So correspondences, the network of correspondences, everybody that was in the network and how they were written correspondences, mail, emails, text messages, anything that's written. Okay. Where is Mice? Mice is out of reach. Oh, check this line out. This line. He, okay. Not he. What's his name? Scott Perry. Agreement to steal with many. There's your criminal conspiracy this way. And that's immediately on his mind. He's got Tower over his head. Because this is many with the fish. And mice work as a team. Mice, knights to fish. And then down this line of influence, he links here to an agreement to steal something. Take away. Thief. And the mice is close enough to where he may be able to retrieve some things, but that success is cut short, and he's in a shit ton of trouble with his line of fate. Let me see, where else can I knight him? So he knights here to Heart. Heart sits on House. Whip. A very passionate fight. Could also be a sexual affair, because Whip has to do with sex. And Heart sits in House. Whip knights over to Heart. A sexual affair, quite possibly, but, you know, we'll just leave that on the side. Ring is down here to his right, not to his left. Huh. So it's like he's seeking. Okay. So for him to talk to this woman, it would be Man, Tower, Woman, Storks. So his ambitions, he's got a very large building in the law on his mind. Also, loneliness is another way to interpret that. And he's got tree close by as well. Traditionally speaking, trees, the closer they are, that brings up issues around health. I'm just going to leave that there. I'm not going to touch that. I know, T-Barb. I know. So his ambitions and loneliness, and then a woman here. A woman that wants a fresh start. This could also be in regards to Storks, also has to do with pregnancies as well, and she knights up here to child. But there's... Hey, Brandon. How are you? You know, that's interesting, Renee. I'm wondering if that's part of the reason why a lot of these Republicans also blocked the bill for the gas companies to stop price gouging consumers because of, you know, the war in Russia, when we only get less than 3% of our oil from there because they're making a shit ton of money. And also to stick it to Biden as well. So it's a twofer, you know? What is going on with him and this woman? Because here, if this is a relationship, it shows that there's some distance and isolation from this person. I don't know if he's married or what. And also because ring is ahead of it, it's not. Oh, thanks, Uptick. Sorry, I just happened to look up. If I missed anybody else, I'm so sorry. So there's him fighting passionately. And then down here, him at a rally or him linked to the many in the network to steal criminal conspiracy. So he's got that right on his mind. That is on his mind. And then he sits on House Storks. Change, relocation, migration, moving on, improving something, being flexible, a promotion. And Storks is also a pregnancy. Also, he's not pregnant, but it's landing close to this woman here. And then there's like a sexual affair around this person at home. I don't know if he's married or what, but I'm not going to touch on his personal life. I don't care what he's doing behind closed doors. And I don't see a betrayal in here because Snake is way down here. And Ring is far enough away from Crossroads to not indicate multiple relationships, if that makes sense. No, Jen, because that's way over here. It's not close to him. So it's not that he was involved. If it's meetings about energy, he will be involved because it's up way over here, not close to him. It comes up ahead. Hey, Autumn, how are you? Hold on. I'm going to give you a wrench. I gave you a wrench. Even though I put the thing on my YouTube, I set it for a few days only for subscribers. So I didn't see what happened to yours, but I heard about it, that you got bombarded with trolls. So I'm so sorry to hear about that. They can be a nuisance. Okay, so let's see here. All right, get my head back into the game here. He's got Crossroads in the House of House and House Knights over to Crossroads. So he may be moving from one house to another, or he owns two properties, because this could quite literally be multiple properties, and this shows moving house. If it was Storks and then house, it would be like upgrading and renovating the house. But this shows moving away from the residence. And here it shows 2 homes. And then house nights over here to fish. So it could be the sale of a house. Sale of a house, more than 1 home. Okay, let's see. We touched over here the pardon. If this is the pardon, it's too far away and it doesn't show that he has it. So this way, the legal issues here are going to be extremely problematic for him. It's going to be a huge obstacle. And this right here, mountain is also enemies. So we're looking at government delays, or quite literally a very large building that is barricaded. That's one way to read that. But serious legal issues, isolation. I'm not saying jail. I'm just saying isolated. So not being very social. He's got that on his mind. And a lot of legal pressure over his head. But there's also enemies here, legal enemies, and enemies with law and other institutions as well. Okay, then let's see here. Whoa. There's 2 women. There are 2 women. This one and this one. 2 homes, 2 women. Sucks. And this is like a honeymoon. Okay, I'm not going to read this as a sexual affair. If that's happening in his life, then whatever. Because here it shows 2 women, or multiple women. This is the Queen of Diamonds. You got this woman here, and then the Queen of Hearts. Crossroads in the House of House, and House Knights to Crossroads, 2 properties. Heart in the House of Whip, sexual affairs, or very passionate dispute. Heart Knights over to Whip as well. Okie dokie. So anyways, the woman sits on house birds. Again, a pair. So there's like 2 women around him. Well, whatever. That looks fishy as fuck. That looks fishy as fuck. That's like a mistress on the side. Almost. And I'm only saying that because Ring sits ahead of him. It's not behind him. Even though Ring sits far from this, that would be like multiple relationships. But this is like choices and affairs. I'm just gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm gonna move on. Okay. So let's see. there's a project here that has to do around the desire for a woman to transition something, a project that requires work. Book sits in house fox. Fox sits in house woman. So conversing, meeting, negotiating, talking to a woman about a project that may have been done in secret, that needed work, and a woman that's investigating that comes to light this way. And the efforts are very vast, with moon in house stars and sun in house stars in house bear. That's also very successful with financing that has to do with energy, but that shows up ahead of him, not right now. That comes up way ahead. So it shows success in finance. I'm wondering if there may be some sort of an investigation, because he has knowledge and he works with the woman that is very crafty and shady. Um, so perhaps like insider knowledge. This has to do with travel. Okay. Um, finance for travel here. Finance for travel. There's the arguments and the disputes to block something from moving forward, and some sort of a person that's working on it, or a very smart, intelligent woman. Could also be a woman that's progressive in the house here. Fox sits in house woman. Right up here, we have the Queen of Hearts next to the King of Hearts, the house, and then there's another woman down here with the snake. So there may be calls or criticisms for him blocking something to do with travel or transportation, because he's financing off of it. He's making a lot of money, resources, if that makes sense. And the resources are energy this way. But he has a lot of success with that venture. Um, okay, ship nights here, but it's far from here. Okay, so there's commerce there, new commerce, uh, small commerce, or what's the like a startup. Over here also as well, there's a financial startup this way, that he may be negotiating, that brings some sort of a reward, or a pleasant surprise around financing. But he keeps it secret, because that can bring a lot of trouble. Here, if this is financing, here it's done in secret and it's manipulative, comes to an end, or it's closed off, big trouble. Big trouble. And it's hitting that right there. The sun knighting down here, that's not good either. So I'm wondering if there's going to be some sort of an investigation into him via a woman, not just for his participation in how he's linked to the criminal conspiracy, but something that has to do with business and commerce, because he's got fish right under him. And that is finance, it's wealth, it's prosperity, it's your resources, it's self-employment. As far as money, this is the money you keep in your wallet. Stocks, this is stocks. Where's book? This is book. So I'm wondering if that comes up for him down the road, because it shows it this way the further you go down. They all do it. They all do it. They all have insider knowledge, and we're still waiting for, who were those two people from Georgia that got voted out under Trump? Them were insider trading off of the pandemic. Nothing happened at all. At all. Let's see here. He's going to have to lawyer up, and there might be a grand jury around him. I can't box him in because he sits over here. So I'm going to look here for dog that sits in its own house, which is friendships, loyalty, reliability, trust. It's companionship. It's a guide, someone very dependable. So this would be someone that guides you in legal matters. So perhaps some sort of a lawyer, and also a network of those that you're kind of friendly with and loyal with, of like mind. Also, because this person has this over their heads, this has a lot of weight to it. It's a mountain. It's huge. It kind of bears down. Okay. If I read it literally, this could be like a Roger Stone type person. Just because, you know, a mountain, a rock, stone, that's, you know, could be, not quite sure, but they all share the same suit. Let me see what else. And then down this column, but see here with fish under him, it's saying that there's many. Here it's showing a network. Here it's showing a whole team of them. And here it's showing that it's vast. So I have no idea. This could be a person up here, the king of spades with the lilies. This could be a person, the king of hearts, king of diamonds, jack of hearts. I just, I don't know who's who. Just because it's surrounded by cards that say a lot. A lot here, a lot here, and a lot here, and a lot here. So I couldn't give you names if I tried. Also him helping the entourage or the administration to overturn and fight the results and bring bring an end and then move it forward. That's where he's heading. That's where he's heading. Not just him, but all these people here, because they're all linked. He's linked to the conspiracy. He's linked to the thievery. That's very important for the transition. Many here and many here. Okay. Something very significant and important with the law. It gets transferred. There's a transfer for him. It's just a matter of him waiting. But it shows up here. Significant transfer. Key in the house of ship. But that shows up 2 columns ahead. Answering or having access to something that's desired for the House committee this way. That shows up 2 columns ahead. And again, with these two, it's like he gets put under pressure. I don't see him handcuffed and perp walked based on this. Because again, the news is very slow moving. You have Tree in the House of Rider. That House Rider is an action card. Okay. But Tree is very slow. It's followed by Lily's, another very slow card. Even though it sits on House Clover, which is pretty quick, this slows it down. And then you have Key in the House of Ship, which Ship is kind of slow moving as well. So it's like things are going to move significantly, and there's a transfer. Um, Something from him gets transferred, but it's slow moving. And here it's saying that he's blocking something too. He's not answering. The answers are blocked to him, and he blocks answers this way. But they get him down this column here with key knighting over to Tower, answering to the courts, answering to the law. Very important, significant ambitions. Yeah. When are his elections? Does anybody know? Where is he from anyways? Where's Scott Perry from? He's from Pennsylvania. Okay. When is his? Did his election in Pennsylvania, that already happened, right? He doesn't have anybody that he's fighting against or competing against, because that competition shows up here. I don't see him fighting around anybody. Yeah, his election is this year, but Pennsylvania has already voted, right? Or because I guess what I'm trying to say is in his district, he won his district, right? So if he ran with anybody that he was competing with, so we have to wait until November, correct? Oh, he assumed office January 1st of this year. Yeah, so they've already finished the primaries. So, but he won the primary, right? Because it shows, if I read Crossroads as election, that's showing good for him. And November would be over here. Because it still shows him going to the house here, but then there's a change of residence. It's like there's a change of residence that's disputed. So he just took office this year. Shemaine is the Democrat running against Scott Perry. Is that a woman? Is that a woman? She's a woman? His opponent? But he won his primary, though, didn't he? Oh, that means it goes to the runoff in. Okay, so he won his primary. So that means in November, he goes up against a woman, correct? Ah, maybe that's what. Okay. Crossroads and woman, election woman. And the win and success is closer to her. the election, this woman improving when, okay, she's closer to the sun and the moon because it lands in her house. He's far away from it. And then remember I said this one here, it shows that there's a change of residence from way back earlier. She is looking like she is very smart. She's sitting on house birds. She is sitting on house birds. Okay, hold on. Let me box her in because she's got the elections over her head. Important elections for power. Important decisions around financing. The desire for this woman, and then some sort of travel or going on some sort of a new adventure, a transition. And then the house, change of residence, and then the fight, the competition. Important transition, two properties or choices around two properties or choices around a home or something domestic. She is a new person. She sits on house birds. So it could be something that she's talking about, or she sits on house birds and she's got whip right next to her in house mountain. She could be a very good debater. An important woman that's aggressive, a very important woman that's a fighter. Another way to read this, an important woman that's sexual, but I don't think that applies here if it's in regards to the elections because it's over her head. She's Venezuelan. That would explain the storks too, because storks is pregnancy, but it also has to do with migration because storks arrive in the spring, leave in the winter. So that's the card of migrations. It's a migrational bird. It's an action card. This is an action card. This is an action card. And this is an action card. So it shows her moving. There's a lot of movement around her. She's got 1, 2, 3, 4 action cards around her. And if I follow this, the elections for this woman progresses. It improves the win, her chance of winning. Clover sits on his house. And he sits back on storks. And storks sits on garden. Hold on. Improving. In society, improving and improvements in the party, improvements before his community at home. Because here's domestic and here's the community, social. Very important or very significant passions or desires or love for him from loyalists in his district or at home. But if this is his win, because Clover sits back on him, suspicious, persistent suffering and trouble. And then up here, again, with those choices and decisions around retirement. And something really important here about transitions and travel. Daniels made a name for herself fighting back against an anti-immigrant ordinance that banned landlords from renting. Is she a progressive? Because she's got storks right here, and storks talk about progress, fresh starts. Oh, the panel's chairperson said it had evidence for several witnesses that Perry had an important role in efforts to install the Justice Department official Jeffrey Clark as acting attorney general. Well, remember I said a lawyer here? I mean, it shows him having to lawyer up. And then we talked about all this because there's just too many. It's too many. It's all linked, and it's a fucking web, and I can't unscrew this part. Many here, a whole team of them here, and he's linked. So this woman that he's fighting against, what's her name? This could also be in regards to the polls. Okay. Um, because it talks about choices and options, and it sits on house. So we're looking at choices around the home, choices domestically, two properties, and also quite possibly the polls in her hometown, in her neighborhood, in her district. Shemaine Daniels. That would explain the ship here if she's an immigration lawyer. Immigration here, migratory birds. Ship here has to do with travel. She's got key in the house of ship, significant travel, important travel. She is a progressive. Okay. I'm wondering what her poll's looking like, because here it shows that she's very strong in the polls. She's got power. Important polls are strong. She's new, quite possibly younger, with child here, and she knights to child. She knights here to Lily's very wise. I don't know if this person is also a veteran. Um, wise, mature, um, has a lot of virtue, peaceful, but she's a fighter here with whip closest to her. Loyal and trustworthy, very popular, very smart and resourceful, with Fox going back to her. And she sits on house birds, talkative. There may be some sort of nervous energy around her. Not anxiety, but something nervous. It might be something in the way that she speaks. Um, because she sits on house birds, and she's got cards here that speak of migration and travel, she may have an accent. I don't know who this person is. Um, she is a single. Okay. Remember earlier when I was saying, oh, two homes, a sexual affair, pregnancy, a child? Scratch that. Clearly, I was reading that wrong. There's the woman that's pregnant with the child. Okay. So scratch all the crazy shit I was saying about her earlier. When I was trying to figure out, because I saw this woman, this woman, this woman. If anything, she's got a lot of female support around her in her district and at home. And perhaps younger people as well. Jack here, Jack here. And then very popular. She has a young baby. Okay. That explains here and here. Alrighty. There's something here around her too. Not only is she very resourceful, but she's something about there may be something on her platform about work, like actual work and employment. That something about work and employment that has brought persistent trouble, pain and suffering. It's very hard to achieve goals. Uncertainty around work as well. So that might be something that she's campaigning on. As for Perry's campaign, it looks like it's got a little bit of luck, but it dwindles here. Okay. Mice takes away from this. Okay. So this is a large body of people. So like an entourage, something that's your community, society, outdoor events, out gatherings, parties. Well, it dwindles here because mice takes away from here. Okay. But here it shows that it's expansive. And then something here around social media. Lawyers and social media this way. So I don't know if he's campaigning a lot on social media. So perhaps like a Facebook or Twitter or wherever the hell else. And because mice is here, it might be a vast network of crazies. So but see, he's got her on his mind. He's got her on his mind. And if this is the campaign, okay, so this is June, July, August, September, October, November. The results in November. Okay, so this is the column for November here. A new project. The results are established and they're problematic. They're a lie. There's a betrayal. There's trouble around the results. This way. For Perry's results. Okay, letter sits on crossroads, the results of the election. Okay, so let me go back here. Child in the house of clouds, new trouble, or the early stages of. Hey, Karen! Karen! Karen, how I wish you could join me. I'm on YouTube. I'm having trouble because I'm trying to figure this out. So this man right here is up for re-election. His opponent is up here. Okay? If this is June, this would be the column for November. Okay? Which is when the elections happen for him. Well, the card that I'm using for elections is oh, you're in your car? Okay. The card that I'm using for elections is the crossroads because it has to deal with choices. But it's looking good for his female opponent. And down her column, it shows a win. And when I follow her column horizontally, it shows her being very successful. When I follow Scott Perry, the man that I'm reading on, when I follow his column for November, I get child, book, letter, anchor, and snake. So the results for him don't look good. And then when I follow him this way, the results loss is delivered. If I read it this way here, if I'm looking at this as the results of the election, because letter sits in house garden. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. And I got myself confused. She has much better prospects and a win. But I tripped myself up, Karen, because Clover sits back on his house. But then I started reading it this way, and then I started reading it this way, and I read hers this way. And that's how I was thinking that she was better suited. And you're saying his results don't look good? Thank you so much. You guys, you need to go check out Karen. And I need to get together with my sweet dear Karen. For those of you that are new, while I have you in the chat, I'm going to show you something real quick. Now, I kind of suck at this stuff. Okay, so bear with me. Karen is the queen of tea cards. I have learned an incredible amount from her, the Lennies, because she's been doing Lennies for over 30 years. And the tea cards, well, the symbols from the Lenny come from, how do you pronounce it, Karen? Tasseography? Count his color, also the direction he is walking. So he is walking to Rider Coffin Whip. Yeah. Rider Coffin Whip. And then here I saw a change of residence, like he's moving away. And then with Key in the house of Ship, it shows him moving away, transitioning, moving away. Count his color, also the direction he is walking. So he is walking into Rider, Coffin, Letter, Whip, and Stork, which Stork is in your directional column. Yep. So thank you so much, Lucky Girl. Lucky Girl has put up the link to Tea with Karin. But for those of you that are new, please check out Karin's channel. She does the tea cards. And the Lennies here, these are symbols that are used in tasseography. Did I pronounce that correct, Tea? Tea with Karin. So Karin does these beautiful cups for those of you that are new, teacups. And check this out. It's got all the symbols inside. So every day you can go and make yourself a little cup of loose leaf tea and give yourself a nice little reading every day. She's got an Etsy shop, and I believe that Lucky Girl has linked Karin's Etsy shop there for you guys. So I'm going to have to do a dedicated video on this stuff. Well, I have some on my channel if you would like to look around, but I have quite a few of these from her. Some that I've purchased, and one that she sent me, and charms and all sorts of stuff. And there you go. The original Lenormand symbols from the 1700s. And that's what you get in this beautiful teacup. And the tea is amazing. She'll send you a bag of that stuff too. Hold on, let me show you guys. Let me show you, if you don't mind me taking a quick break, because I need to, my brain is fried. And Karin here is saying, which were before the Lennies we use today in the card form. Yes, yes. I know that Karin is all cups. So she's got an Etsy shop, and Lucky Girl just posted it there. So feel free to look. So you may not find this particular one, but I implore you to go check, because she has gorgeous, gorgeous cups. So she had sent me this one. This one I purchased when I first found her at, and then she had sent me this one, the Alice in Wonderland. Isn't that precious? Look, it's got like the Queen and the little fat kiddos and Alice, and there's your symbols in there. So you can see you have like the sun, the lion, bear used to be lion. I don't know when exactly it changed, but it changed from lion to bear. Let's see here. You got the fish, the house, the clouds, the tree, the man, the moon. It's got all the symbols. Karin, this has 32, not the 36, correct? Inside of the teacup. Crossroads, star, woman, bird. So these are great. These are so much fun. I try to do these for myself once a week. And she sends you the loose tea. And the tea tastes amazing, by the way. It changed in 1865 by Madame Marie Lenormand, the French cardamaster. Okay, so yes, these cups are 32 symbols instead of the 36 from the Lennies, but they still work brilliantly. Let me show you guys the other cups that I have. Okay, this one, these are my favorite. I don't know if Karin has these on her site, but these are the pearlized ones. I mean, isn't that just beautiful? I wish my camera would do it justice. But this one came with 2 little plates. It's the pearl ones. I don't know if she's got these anymore. But you see that? It's just great for divination. And then I have this other one. But like I said, she's always changing up her teacups. This one's black and gold. And then she's got the tea leaf cards. She's got the charms, the divination mat, which I haven't used in so long. Oh, here's some more tea from Tea with Karin. with Karin. Here's some loose leaf tea. You guys. But yeah, this is a good way to have a little cup of tea in the morning. Sit down, ask your question, and get your answer. Lusterware. There you go. From the 1960s and 50s. And the way that all of these symbols land, I think they're different for every cup. They're not the same. So let me put this back. Hold on. These are like, these don't go in my kitchen because I don't want grubby hands messing up my teacups. I would kill somebody if they messed up one of the cups. So yeah, you guys check out. She just did a video, the divination mat. My channel in so long, I should give it a go again. And I know that lucky girl here in the chat ordered her curiosity system. How are you liking that, Larry girl? It's very easy to use and lots and lots of fun. Can you hear me now? Lucky girl, you got Karin's curiosity system, did you not? Sorry, I'm on my... Can you guys hear me? I'm telling you, that little bastard Mercury retrograde. It's cutting in and out. Let me see. It says I don't have access to the feature. Okay, what about now? Oh, lucky girl says that she sucks and she hasn't used it yet because she's a chicken shit. Yeah, I really suck at it too, but it's fun to, when I do play with it, I do it on my own and I'm like, I'm too scared to go live. I used to do that months and months ago. I should get back into it. You guys can hear me now? Okay, because I just unmuted it and then muted it and then unmuted it. So I hope that helped. So see, there you go. Lucky girl, Karin is saying, don't be scared. Just jump in and run with it. Yep. So thank you so much for helping me out with that one, Karin, because I was starting to doubt myself, but I was like I said, I was looking this way and I was looking this way and then I was looking this way. And for him, if these are his results, it's not looking good at all. Doesn't look good at all. It's like he loses the election. And that's why up here I was saying it looks like there's a retirement and a separation or a choice or a decision to retire. It looks like he doesn't choose. His community chooses for him and sends him packing. Oh, you were using it too, T-Barb? Did you use the Curiosity, T-Barb? For those of you guys that are, let me just show you for those of you guys that are new. Ah, shit. You know what? I can't get to it because it's in my drawers over there. So I need to, Karin, if that's okay with you, may I please email you and see if we can work something out to perhaps do another collaboration when you're available. And we can do some curiosities and all that fun stuff over here so that people can check out your stuff and get to meet for all the new subscribers. Is that okay? Hi, Shelby. Oh, okay. Might have lost Karen. Okay. I'm going to go refill my water because I've been talking nonstop for an hour and 46 minutes. Do you guys mind if I take a quick little break, refill my water? Oh, oh, but your video froze. Karen, I was saying, is it okay if I can email you and see if we can work out something around your schedule? Because I know you're ahead of me in the future over in Australia. If I can please email you and see if we can get together for another collaboration so we can showcase your stuff for the new subscribers, for those that may not be familiar with your products and your system of divination and how easy it is to use. Is that okay? Oh, you're here now, but you're in the chat. You're not on the video. You're in the chat, Karen. Everybody wants to see you. And it sounds great. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm going to go get some water and take a break real quick because I've been yapping for an hour and 47 minutes. Oh, you had back surgery? Oh, goodness. So you're a little bit high, huh? And a steel back brace. Well, do you have Linus running around taking care of everything for you, my dear? While you sit back and get high on drugs? He's the chauffeur. Well, tell Linus I said hello. Karen, I'm gonna step away for a minute to go refill my water and take a quick break. But I will be right back, you guys. Okay, just please give me a few minutes to stretch my legs and my butt too. Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm back. How's everybody doing? How is everyone doing? You guys are chatting with Karin. You guys check out her channel. She's lovely. Felt good. I walked around downstairs, refilled my water, hanging out. Oh, you're still Karin, where are you going? Why are you on the road? Where are you going? Oh goodness, was Karin cracking up in here? Let me see. Are mad cat lovers? Heading home from the daughter's place. Oh, okay. Wonderful. She can't go through the plane scanner now with the electrode in her back that doesn't vibrate. What? 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 The bummer that it doesn't vibrate. Karin. You found a dead mouse in your driveway, Jenny, and it wasn't from Lucy? Electrodes and vibrators. Oh my gosh. You have to sit on a charger pack every night. Like a cell phone, Karin. Oh my God. Oh, woman. Oh. It's all gone downhill. Karin. Oh. Oh my gosh, my birthday's coming up in 4 months. I don't even know how old I'm going to be. Hold on. Let me do the math real quick. I'll be 40. No, wait. We're in 2022, right? What year is it? I don't even know what year it is. Oh, I'll be 44 this year. My date of birth, October 17th. I just forgot what year it was. I thought it was 2020. And then I had to remind myself, no, dumbass, it's been 2022 all year. Like, I'm such an idiot. I'm losing my mind. You know, it's bad when you forget your age. You just stop caring. So, yeah, October 17th. 1978, Karin. 78. Don't know how old I am. Don't know what year it is. I'm losing my damn mind. So I'm right behind you, Karin. We'll go downhill together. We'll go downhill together, my friend. So long as you take your rechargeable battery pack thing you got to sit on. Life number 7. Yep. Life path number 7. I'm a weird one. I don't know, Karin. I don't know if that I would really say spirituality as much as Linus says what's in my water. It's just water. I'm just losing my mind. Yeah, I don't know if it's so much spirituality as it is like, because I question everything. Truth seeker and honesty. Yeah, that's my problem. I stumble on myself because I can't take the truth for what it is. I got to keep digging. Attention to details. Yep. Almost obsessive about it. And I trip myself up on it. That's another thing you guys can learn from Karin too. She does a lot of with her mats and stuff. When we get together and we do a collab, I'll have her explain it to you guys because she incorporates a lot of numerology into her readings with the mat. Let me see if I think I have the mat over here. So this is one of the mats that she has in her shop. And I haven't, this is the new one she sent. I'm scared to put it down. So it's got the alphabet all the way around and numbers. I put it in there upside down. Sorry, I'm stupid. And then it's got these symbols for woman, man, older woman, older man, baby, marriage. And you just cast charms on it, and it works great. But Karin is the expert. And then on the back side, it has all of the astrology and the houses to cast charms on this one too. So when Karin joins us or joins me on my channel, when she's fully recharged after she sits on her battery pack, we can demonstrate this for you guys, because I'm still a big novice. I don't feel as confident with these tools, but she's the expert. But it is really fun to use. I had sent a mat and charms to Johnny, and he enjoyed using them. Let me see. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. There's an updated version now of that mat where I've added cards, a pendulum, and a dice reading as well. Whoa! Shut the front door, Karin. I haven't been on Etsy in a while, and I'll be honest with you, because I keep buying shit. It's like I can't go on there and not buy something, so I've banned myself from going to Etsy. But I'm going to go to your shop and check it out and add stuff to my wish list. I'm curious to see that one. And you just uploaded a video too, did you not, Karin? Etsy sadly have hiked their fees, something shocking. So I put stuff over the website to make it cheaper. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember Johnny telling me something about that. And then I think he did a reading on that too. Okay, I'll go check it out on your channel, Karin, because I'm subscribed, so it came up on my subscriptions, but I haven't been much on YouTube at all other than Sundays. This is the first week where I've been on twice in a row. So thank you so much, Lucky Girl, for putting up Karin's Etsy shop. The sods double dip taxes now to the purchasers and the sellers. Damn. Oh, and they are in a tax-free country. What? Karin, T-Barb is saying that she couldn't find the mats on your website. You know what I saw the other day on Stephen Colbert, now that Karin brought it up? You know how, like, with inflation and everything, he said something, I watched it. He was saying something that the companies don't want to increase prices because it's going to drive people away from buying their products. So what they're doing is shrinking the amount of product that they're giving you. So like when you used to get like an 8-ounce bag of, I don't know, potato chips or whatever, now it's like 7 point something. So they're keeping the prices the same and only raising it slightly, but shrinking, giving you less product than you got before. Okay, she's saying that the mat that I just showed has been replaced by one that's called the Labyrinth Through Time, and that's the new system. Oh, okay. Okay. I hope that helps, T-Barb. It's the Labyrinth Through Time system is what Karin is saying. Oh, and Karin just put up the product link there, T-Barb. I hope that's helpful. Hey, Linda. The spread book that Karen has. I love her teacups, you guys. Like, I wish I could have a teacup room just like hers, even though I don't know what the hell I'm doing with those teacups. I mean, I kind of know, but then I doubt myself. Yeah, where the products are getting shrunken down. That's what Stephen Colbert. He's a comedian. He hosts a late night, but he'll touch on current events and some news, and he was making fun of it. That's how I found out because I was watching a comedian that it was reported, I think, on the AP press or something like that, that they're shrinking the products and raising the prices slightly. Divination Divided book has 4,620 layout combinations. Whoa. Shut the front door, T-Barb. See? Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Price gouging, shrinking product. Well, if anything, my tomato plants are starting to produce tomatoes. And I just went out there earlier today before the hearings, before we were with Autumn. And my cucumbers this year, you guys, I have 4 little baby cucumbers. They're about like this big. So I'll be inundated with cucumbers, bell peppers, and tomatoes. So I'll be on a cucumber, tomato, and bell pepper diet. Jars and bottles now have huge dimples in the bottom so that the bottle looks the same size, but it's less. Yep. Yep. Karen, I went crazy with tomatoes and I have like 12 tomato plants out there, girl. So I'm gonna be eating tomatoes till I can't eat tomatoes no more. Cherry tomatoes. I found one type of tomato, Karen. It's called a pineapple tomato. So it's big like a beefsteak. So it's one of the big ones, but it's supposed to look and taste kind of like a tomato. You're growing 24 tomato plants, 6 bell peppers, and 4 cucumber plants. Whoa, T Barb, look at you, you little farmer. Okay, you're gonna have to send me the tomato sauce recipe because I'm about to be inundated with tomatoes. Yeah, T Barb, I have 12 tomato plants, 2 bell peppers, 1 mini bell pepper, 1 habanero, and 1 other type of chili. I forget what it was. And then my cucumbers. But I only planted 1 plant of cucumbers because I didn't know if I was gonna jack it up like I did last year. But it's much bigger and it's making a bunch of babies. So I hope that the babies grow and that they don't stay tiny. So, but cucumbers and tomatoes together are really good. That's always tasty. Now I'm just going to have to figure out how to get some chickens and everything else and goats on the tiny bit of property that I have. Okay, thanks, Karen. Not plain boring stuff that you don't need to add preservatives to either. Shelf life for a year or more. Sounds amazing. You froze the tomatoes, T-Barb? See, last year my tomatoes got destroyed by those damn hornworms. So I sprayed them this year. I went to the Armstrong Gardens and they told me to buy BT spray, which is non-chemical. I guess it's just bacterial. It stinks to high heaven, but you spray it on the plants, and then when the moths come and lay the eggs and the caterpillars come out, the minute that they start chewing on the plant, they die because it blows up their insides with the bacteria. Yeah, yeah, T-Barb. Yeah, when I saw the size of that worm, I almost shit my pants. I was like, how the hell did I not see that on the plant? Because it was massive. Yeah, I need to throw in cilantro and then I can make homemade salsa. But yeah, I'm gonna be inundated with tomatoes. And mind you, it's just me, Peanut, and my brother-in-law. So we're gonna have tomatoes coming out of our ears. And then Tribal Woman's growing 7 different type of tomatoes. Oh, I have strawberries growing too, T-Barb. We just ate We just ate 4 strawberries today, and I want to go get another planter from Walmart and get more tomato plant or more strawberries because they're so incredibly delicious. Oh, T-Barb, did you see the message there from Karen? She's saying to email her at teawithkaren.com and she'll email you back with the recipe. You used the 7 dust and you didn't get any blight or anything? Okay. Yeah, because I mean, like our lot for our house is large, but the way that it is and the way that our house sits, most of our lot is like, I don't know how you call it. Like, it's not necessarily a hill, it's just a huge, I guess it is a hill. And the way that it's fenced in and everything, it's like if I were to grow anything outside of the fence, the coyotes and the rabbits and everything else would get to it. So I have to use planters. And that's how I grow my stuff in the limited amount of space that we have in the backyard, even though the property is big, but I can't utilize that space. Cauliflower pickles too. Huh. Man, this just turned into a chit chat. I think we're good on the Grand Tableau. So, recap. This guy's going to be in legal trouble. He loses his election and she has better prospects. This person here. Widespread thievery on his line of fate. Vast, widespread thievery. Sudden losses and a huge amount of trouble, suffering, and pain legally for him. Big trouble. But it's the legal problems are slow moving. It's not something that happens quickly. It's slow. So I don't see him, if I'm interpreting this correctly, which I'm confident now because Karen confirmed. He'll be out via elections. Simple way to grow veggies is to literally take a bag of potting mix and cut little X's in the side, laying it flat and shove it into the seeds. I didn't know that, Karen. I just get my seeds from the seed store and I just throw them into the ground and they grow. But actually, I started all of my tomato plants indoors and I waited for them to get kind of big. And then when I took them outside, I buried them in deep so that they would get a good root system. But those have been doing really well. The cucumbers look good, but I'm getting worried though, because I have them in this self-watering planter I found at Walmart. So it's got a water reservoir on the bottom. And last year when I was trying to grow cucumbers in a grow bag, I had no success because I was having a watering issue and the grow bags tend to evaporate and lose water very quickly. So this year I did it in the self-watering planter, but some of my leaves still look really dry. Like the leaves towards the bottom of my plant are like, they look dry and brittle. Like they're yellow. So it's not yellow from overwatering. It looks like yellow from like they're dry, but the moisture in the soil is good. So I don't know. I need to do some Googling on the Google machine and see what I'm screwing up. But I was surprised when I found 4 little baby cucumbers on there today. So I'm hoping that they grow. Hey, I should fertilize the cucumber, right? The cucumber plant, since it's producing fruit, I need to fertilize it. Okay, I'll fertilize it. I just saw never. Yeah, I put a trellis for them to and they're on the side of the house that gets full sun all day. So I put a trellis there. and I'll fertilize it. I have garden. I use the what is it? Espoma, which is organic, so none of that chemical shit for vegetables. And then I have fertilizer for the tomatoes. So, and then I went nuts with the seed packet T-barb. I thought, because the packet said it was snapdragons, half of it was cosmos, so the seeds were messed up. But the tri-level planter that I have outside, because the seeds were so incredibly tiny, like the size of a grain of salt, and I couldn't separate them enough, you know, so I ended up accidentally dumping a whole bunch in there. T-barb, there are snapdragons like blowing up all over in that planter. They look really pretty. They're all different colors. They're whites and yellows and pinks and salmons and burgundies and reds and purples. They're gorgeous. It's just like, holy shit, it went nuts. And because they're so huge, all the seeds that I threw in for the zinnias, those didn't come up because the snapdragons are shading over everything. So thin it out, I could, but it just looks so pretty, even though it's like extremely overcrowded. It's like it's full of flowers. And even though, you know how like that thing had 3 levels, the snapdragons are on the 2nd level, but because it's so thick and dense, it looks like it's growing out of the 3rd and the 1st level. So I just left it alone. I'm like, if nothing else wants to grow, then forget it, you know? So, but it looks really pretty. I should clip some more, and because I've been clipping them and putting them around the house. So I should clip some for in here. So, but they're really pretty. So, well, that's all I got, you guys. And I want to thank KARIN for helping me out. Bye-bye, Scott Perry. So long. According to this, if I interpreted it correctly, KARIN looked it over. Not looking good for his elections. When his legal stuff starts, it looks like it's slow moving and underway now. But as far as the conspiracy here, that looks like it moves slowly. It's slow. Oh, hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. Oh my gosh, this thing is being incredibly slow. Confirm. Okay, got it. All right, let me close this out. Close this out. Oh, let me see. Becca, I was trying to tell you, he was one of the 140 plus in the House voted not to certify the election. That's probably the many. Well, the many is part of the criminal conspiracy here. An agreement to steal and take something away in that network with friends in the house and in the entourage. Many. So it's not just the certification of the election. He was involved in something else that had to do with stealing. with other members of the House. And there's many of them. And here's the agreement to steal, or agreement for criminality here. So the criminal conspiracy, and then the law sits right over his head. So he's got that on his mind. He's got that on his mind, but it's slow moving up here. If that makes, yeah, the stealing the election plot. Because I heard Liz Cheney talking about how he had asked for a preemptive pardon. But what he involved in, besides voting to not certify the election, because here it shows disputing the results, but as he moves forward this way, the results of his own election, with letters sitting in the House of Crossroads. He may dispute his own elections, but there's a loss there. He loses it. He's done. When you follow his line this way. And then for her, she has success. Remember I said earlier, this is out of reach and success is out of reach. It's closest to her. And then she's got the win here, straight down her line. It's near. This is very near, and this is near. See that? And even though this sits back on his house, he sits far from that win. And here it shows that his success is, it gets cut off. And then there's suffering because of lies and betrayal here. But that suffering is prolonged. Okay? Cross sits far from where he is. Okay? So that tells me that it's prolonged suffering. In his line, walking rider, coffin letter is termination of some paperwork. Termination of paperwork. And this is his line of fate, Karen. It's the mice, the stars. Let me show you. Mice, stars, scythe, and snake. Something in writing. Yeah, and he was also fighting the results of the election. He was trying to overturn the election, the results. But they have him on paper for stuff. Yeah, his line of fate is shitty, isn't it? Isn't it? This sits on key. This sits on mice, anchor, and cross. That's not good. And he can't reach this. And he can't reach the other celestials. And the key is, it's close, but it's blocked by this, by mountain. So, no bueno. No bueno. But, Karen, I was saying that it looks like he's going to have legal issues because he's got tower over his head. But I was saying that his key players abandon him. Well, they're all going to be abandoned. Everybody's going to jump ship like a bunch of rats. I was saying, because he's got the law right over his head, I was saying that, yeah, he's going to be in trouble with the law, but it's very slow because of this up here with tree and lilies and key. That's how I interpreted it. And then because tower is followed by mountain here, there's delays. So it's not fast moving, but it's going to be an issue for him. Like perhaps some sort of a very important trial, because it shows that he's transferred. Not transferred, but maybe like referred or something. But it looks like this comes about. It's like it's currently happening now and it's slow. But then once you get to this here, once you get to November and the losses, and it swings back around come January, that's it. It's looking like that's when Like once he's out of office. Blower. What's blower? Oh, tower. Yeah, tower is in the house of bouquet, which can mean something more to be exposed. Mm-hmm. And that shows here too. But it's slow, correct? Because I was looking at this and this. The mountain, tree, and lilies. So it's like this, his legal problems, like Karen was saying, bloom, but they grow here. But it's slow moving though. So it's almost like once he's out of office, then that's when the shit hits the fan for him. Once he changes residences or moves away, that's when the legal stuff starts. Slow moving problems. And then look at his corners, Karen. It's tree, bouquet, clouds, and then fish. So you can read this as growing and blooming problems for the many, or many growing and blooming problems. Yeah, but not just the hearings, T-Barb, like what they have him on, how he's linked to that conspiracy here to steal. That grows, but it's slow. He's sitting on a house stork, like he may try to reinvent himself. Improve, reinvent himself, or migrate somewhere else, move away. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Trying to hide problems and lots of stresses that will affect him more, that will affect more than just him. Well, there's a bunch of people involved in this whole thing. It's not just him, Karen. There's like a whole group, a whole bunch. I wish I could give you a number. T-Barb, have they said how many people in total were involved in this entire scheme besides sitting members of Congress? Like if you take the whole conspiracy, it was hundreds of people, wasn't it, T-Barb? Because you think about the members of Congress, members in the Senate, members in the Justice Department, people that were working outside of government but were advising government, the outside forces. Oh, Karen, it's bad. It's bad. I think it's like, I mean, for the people that were plotting and scheming that were in on the plan, I couldn't even give you a number of how many were involved. I really couldn't. They've interviewed over 1,000. And see, that's what I'm saying, T-Barb. That's not even counting the fake electors. I don't even know how many fake electors were there. Do you see what I'm saying? So like, because it was a coordinated effort. So with this and this, different institutions that are linked to steal something. So not just people in government, but also the fake electors, the Proud Boys, the people that stormed the Capitol, the insurrection. I mean, it's I can't give you a number because it's saying here that it's widespread and vast. I couldn't give you a number. I couldn't. This says widespread and vast, many here, lots of people here, and then a whole team of them working together here. And then this could also be read as, you know, the map, because this has to do with guidance, and then the strategy here with Fox. Now for him, if I read this as his work, it's not looking good. If this is him at his job, it gets cut off here and there's trouble here. 5 states full of fake electors. Okay, so how many is that, Marie Henson? It was a real ass coup. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I mean, the whole fiasco is just mind-blowing. And this wasn't something that just started in December. I think that there was discussions about this way before December. And I think there was discussions about this way before the election took place, because remember, he was trying to stop the post office and trying to stop mail-in ballots because he knew he was going to lose. He knew he was going to lose. So they were already formulating the plan even back then. You know? So yeah, they all need to go to Guantanamo. Yeah, that was DeJoy screwing up the mail and throwing away the pickup things where you drop off your mail. Remember that, T-Barb? I don't know what those are called because I just use my mailbox outside my house. The blue things where you go and put your mail inside. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm just being dumb right now. My brain's like fried. The whole thing. I still need to go back and we need to finish Jim Jordan's because I was interrupted the other day. Jim Jordan, where's Crossroads for him? Jim Jordan looks like he's good on his election, but he's fucked with the law. Like, fucked with the law. Again, with him, with Jim Jordan and his legal issues, those are also slow moving. They're slow because it's tower, bouquet, and tree. So it grows, it's vast, but it's slow. And then when I box in tower, it's followed by scythe and then anchor. Anchor is slow as well. So we'll have to put his up probably tomorrow or something. I'll probably come back on tomorrow, and finish up Jim Jordan's. And then we still have, Briggs, which I don't know who Briggs is. I would have to Google him and get what's his first name? Does anybody know? Briggs? What's his first name? Is it Andy Briggs? Andy Briggs. Thank you. That's what I thought. Okay. I'm not crazy. I need to look him up too. Where's he from? Where's Andy Briggs from? And here's another thing. I'm wondering if he was trying to get people in his own state to overturn, because here's home, domestic, and then there's the change there to dispute the results. So I'm wondering if if he had something to do with not the fake electors so much, maybe, but perhaps people in government and stuff around his home where he's at domestically to change the results. Andy Biggs. Okay. Sorry, where's he from? He's from Arizona. Okay. We got to look at him too. Finish Jim Jordan's. And then there was somebody else I wanted to look into that I thought of when I was watching the hearing today. Let me see, who the hell was it? Whose county asked them to resign? Okay, thank you, Terry. And Andrew Biggs is an attorney and politician who represents Arizona's 5th Congressional District. Paul Gozer, MTG, Boebert. Yeah, I saw what they're doing, what the Democrats are doing in Colorado, and I think it's effing brilliant. So the Democrats in Colorado have changed their party affiliation to Republican just so that they can vote for her opponent in the primary, which would mean that she would lose her primary. I think that's fucking brilliant. I think that's fucking brilliant. It's kind of like that shit that happened here, well, in Los Angeles, where you had that Republican that ran as a Democrat. Yeah, LA is about to have a shit ton of problems because they just voted in a Republican under the guise of being a Democrat. They just screwed themselves big time. Big time. Big time. Who the hell was I going to look at? And it slipped my mind. And I meant to write it down. Hold on, let me think. Who was it? Yeah, Greta, I'm talking about the LA mayor race. Did the guy win? The man? The billionaire? Did he win? It's going off to a runoff, Greta. God, I hope he doesn't win because that's a wolf in sheep's clothing. That motherfucker has been a Republican his entire life and he's going in there trying to run as a Democrat. Nope. Runoff? Okay. It could be, but it T-Barb, it's also about the results of a loss. Results of a loss, results of an ending, a sudden ending. It could also quite literally be mail inside of a box. You know? Do you see what I'm saying? So yeah, it could be mail that's inside of a box. Also something about perhaps we want to read it this way, transferring classified documents in a box. There's something shady here going on with that because it's not secured. If you're following me around there, if we want to look at it as symbolically as a thing. God, who the hell was I going to look at? And my brain just went blank. Yeah. Repeats. Mm-hmm. But when I first, a superficial read of this, when I first read it, it was like, it almost, way earlier, change of residence, disputing the results, there's the loss and he has to move away. But I said that way, way earlier in the read, which should have been my first hint that dumbass loses the election because letter sits in house, crossroads, the results of the election brings a loss for him, and then he has to move away. Bye-bye. And then when I looked at her this way, it shows she wins and she's successful all the way down here. The election for this woman progresses, improves. The win, successful. And then when I look at her this way, she's got sun and moon on her line, and look how far it sits from him. It's out of reach. She's got key over her head. She has access. His access is blocked here with mountain. The way to get in, access. Am I making sense, T-Barb? That's how I put it together in my head. Who the fuck else was I going to look at? There was somebody else that was mentioned today in the hearing, and I was thinking, oh, I need to put that on the list. Because the only person that Liz Cheney mentioned by name was Scott Perry. Was I going to look at Pat Cipollone? Let me put him down too, Pat Cipollone. Because Pat Cipollone is trying to work a deal now where he only wants to talk to the committee about what everybody else did. He only wants to be able to point the finger at Jeffrey Clark and all those other people and keep his nose clean. And the committee's like, yeah, no, you're going to answer our questions. So I put him on the list too. So we need to look at him. I need to go back and look at McCarthy's as well, because it showed him suffering for a long time legally. Because his McCarthy's first line was man, tree, cross, and tower, and he landed right here. So it shows him having, like Karen was saying, growing and blooming legal problems. Again, though, slow. It's not something that happens fast. So we can revisit his again. So we need to review Jim Jordan's. I need to finish. We need to do Andy Biggs, Pat Cipollone, and we also need to look at, go back and review McCarthy's as well. Dan Scavino. Who's Dan Scavino? Who's Dan Scavino? I'm getting all these names mixed up because there's just so many of them that I just... Jared's testimony, I only caught a little bit of it, Greta. They asked him something. He was like, I don't know. I was too busy working on pardons. And I was like, correction, you were too busy selling pardons. Oh, that's right, T-Barb. The lawyer's wanting to quit and he took it as whining. What a piece of shit that, I mean, Jesus, just slap that guy with something already. Such an arrogant prick. You know who else we should look at as well? We should also consider Steve Bannon, because he's got a court case coming up next month. Is it next month or this month for his for not following with his congressional subpoena? Does anybody know, is that this month or next month? You were writing that, T-Barb? I can't with that guy. I can't. Just a pretentious prick. I can't stand him. Deputy White House Chief of Staff and Communications, or for Communications. Okay, so Deborah's saying Bannon is July 15th. Terry is saying it's the 18th. Okay, so we can leave him at the bottom of the list, because they've already indicted and strung up Peter Navarro. So, so I'm thinking he's the next one to get perped walked. Anybody else I should add to the list, you guys, that you can think of? Oh my gosh. Marjorie Tate, the gangrene. I looked at her in April. We looked at her back in April, so hers should still be good. So I can leave her at the bottom of the list. But she's heading into legal problems herself. I'm not worried about Stephen Miller right now. It doesn't. Yeah, they still. You know what? I'm gonna close this out and put this away real quick. Let's see if we can get an answer on that one, T-Barb. Because I'm curious. You know, like I know that there's all these rumors on the internet that it's Marjorie Taylor Gangrene. But it's like, I have paused that video. I don't see boobs or nothing on that person. You know what I mean? Like, but I mean, she is stupid. And I've seen pictures where people have identified the shoes or tried to link her to the shoes that the person in that video was wearing. I'm like, she really is that stupid to where she would wear her everyday shoes to commit a felony. Like, she really is that dumb. I wouldn't put it past her. I've never seen a dumber person in my life. And she's not ashamed of being dumb. Like, so how should I ask this? Oh, we should put Roger Stone. Okay, let me see. Hold on, lucky girl. Let me put him on the list too. Let me put Roger Stone on the list. Okay, got it. I know, Deborah. She is that stupid. Okay, T-Barb, so how did I word the question? Who planted the bombs at the RNC and DNC? Sound good enough to you? Who planted the bombs at the RNC and DNC? Who planted the bombs at the RNC and the DNC? Who planted the bombs at the RNC and DNC? Who planted the bombs at the RNC and DNC? Who planted the bombs at the RNC and DNC? Who planted the bombs at the RNC and DNC? Who planted the bombs at the RNC and DNC? Who planted the bombs at the RNC and DNC? Who planted the bombs at the RNC and DNC? Okay, more than likely a male. The only reason I'm saying that is because heart, Jack of clubs, someone that is very passionate about something that they were delivering, also hearts. This is the Nine of Hearts. Writer is male in secret. I think it's a male. Someone that was very passionate about what they were delivering, but they were undercover, disguised, secret. So let's ask it this way. Let's ask it this way. Was it a male that delivered the bombs to the RNC and DNC? Was it a man that planted the bombs at the RNC and DNC? Was it a man that planted the bombs at the RNC and DNC? Was it a man that planted the bombs at the RNC and DNC? Was it a man that planted the bombs at the RNC and DNC? Yes. That's a yes. This is a neutral, positive. That's a yes. This could be talking about the roads that were taking the routes that were taking to reach where they were trying to get to. But this is a positive card. That's a yes. Okay, next question on the bomber. Who funded the bomber? I see you, lucky girl. Who funded the bomber at the RNC and DNC? The bomber. Who funded the bomber? Who funded the bomber? Who funded the bomber? Who funded the bomber? Y'all see that? Yes. Younger male. 20s to 30s is usually covered under jacks. Unless it's the child, which could quite literally be like a small child. But yes, Nancy. Within the range of 20 to 30s, around that range, younger male. So who funded him? Looking like a woman from his home where he lives. Someone from his district or someone from his home where he lives, but it's looking like a woman for funding. Let's see. I saw that, Shelby. She is such an idiot. She is such an idiot. Storks, housewoman. Was the bomber connected to the Oath Keepers? Was the bomber connected to the Oath Keepers? Was the bomber connected to the Oath Keepers? The bomber. Were they connected to the Oath Keepers? Was the bomber connected to the Oath Keepers? Was the bomber connected to the Oath Keepers? Was the bomber connected to the Oath Keepers? Is the bomber connected to the Oath Keepers? That's a no. That's a no. Let's ask if it was, what's the other one? The Peanut Butter Boys. Was the bomber connected to the Proud Boys? 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 Bomber connected to the Proud Boys. That's a yes. So yes on the Proud Boys, no to the Oath Keepers. Any other questions? Was the bomber, which one did I get a yes on? Oath Creepers, right? I got the yes on the Oath Creepers, or was it the Proud Boys? I just did the reading and I got both of them confused. Which one did I get the yes on? Okay, thank you, lucky girl. So we'll ask again, was the bomber associated to the Proud Boys? Was the bomber associated to the Proud Boys? That's a yes. Loyal and friendly. Part of his crew, his entourage. Yes. That's their homies. Yes. Yes. So it's it's associated to the Proud Boys somehow. That's 2 times yes. So I'm getting that it was a male associated to the Proud Boys. Let's ask, will he be caught? Wait, I should figure out another way to word that. Will law enforcement identify the bomber? 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 Law enforcement identify the bomber. Let's see. Oof. There's going to be delays. It's going to take time. It's going to take a while. It's like they don't have good luck with this. They don't have good fortune with this. It's they're not getting much help. But then it's like something dangerous happens here, some sort of violation or whatever. Something happens, but it takes time. This is saying no, there's going to be a delay. Something is there that's blocking. And we all know he was dressed in a mask, a hoodie, shoes. They don't have much to identify him on. Here's that weapon. And this is slow moving, and this is slow moving too. It's like he's safe at home. And I don't think the other ones are going to rat the other ones out. Do you see what I'm saying? How else can I ask it? How else can I ask it? T-Barb, how else can I ask the question? Okay, will law enforcement be able to tie the bomber to the Proud Boys? Will law enforcement be able to tie the bomber to the Proud Boys? Will law enforcement be able to tie the bomber to the Proud Boys? Will law enforcement be able to tie the bomber to the Proud Boys? Which one came out first? Shit. Yes. That's a yes. That's a yes. Either through how they were linked to the travel, how they were linked to that journey, but this is a yes. Yeah, I did who funded, and it looked like a woman, quite possibly within the family or somewhere domestic where he lives, because it was Stork's house woman for that question, T-Barb. Will they be able to tie him? There's the link. There's the travel, the journey, someone that came from abroad. There's your answer. Yes. I don't know how much pressure they're going to have to put with that previous reading. It was Tree, Bear, Mountain. So it's serious delays and everything. But with Bear being there next to Mountain, that would tell me that they're going to grow the pressure. Let me see. Did Ginny Thomas fund the bomber? 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 That's a no. You know who else I should add to that list? Ginny Thomas. Ginny Thomas. I should add her piece of shit husband, Clarence Thomas. Should add her to that list. Any other questions? I just saw that today, Shelby, and it was Joy Reid that was reporting on it. She was saying that the Proud Boys have taken over the entire chapter in Miami-Dade, where I was born and raised. Dade County. They have infiltrated the entire political system in Miami. You're in South Florida too? What part of South Florida, Shelby? It just amazes me. It fucking amazes me as a person of Cuban descent to see that these morons in Florida got duped. As much as they like to point the finger and say that Democrats are communist, yeah, well, Republicans are fucking fascist. Oh my God, I'll be here forever. I'll never finish, lucky girl. I'll never finish. I think so, Sterling, for the bomber, but I don't think that they're able to identify them yet because of the way that they were clothed. So they had on jeans, tennis shoes, they had a backpack. They were wearing a hoodie, but they were also wearing a face mask because of COVID. So the way that the hoodie was pulled down and then with the face mask and the way that they kept their head down, it's very hard to see a face on the person. And just from the way that person walked too, to me, it looks like a man. It looks like a male gait, not gait as in a gait, but gait like walk, you know? Devil in training. To me, it looked male. No, Charlene, I'm not going to go there. My nonsense? Huh? I don't have sense? I don't understand, Nedra. Was the bomber a teenager? Was the bomber a teenager? Was the bomber? It looks like it's somebody, it's a younger male, based on the cards that we got with the rider and something else. No, not a teenager. She's half Puerto Rican. What part of Florida? If she's in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, anywhere Broward County, Hialeah, she should be fine. It's just Florida. If that whole goddamn state fell under the water and disappeared into the Atlantic, I would not shed a goddamn tear. And I'm saying that because I was born and raised there. Okay, that place can go to hell. I've never seen such backwards, fucked up people in my life. I couldn't get out of Florida fast enough. When I got my orders to come out to California, I swear to God, I had tears of joy. I had tears of joy. I couldn't get out of that shithole fast enough. Oh, my no nonsense makes sense. Oh, okay. Okay, lucky girl was like, huh? What? I'm a dumbass. I don't understand what you're saying. Do I know anybody from Tampa Bay? Nope. You were raised in Broward County? Now you live in Sebastian? Yeah. Yep. That whole Shelby, get out. Shelby, get out of Florida. And then when I become the devil, I'm gonna sink it. Jacksonville, Florida. Yeah, I hate the entire state. And I say that as a person that was born and raised in Florida. I hate the whole damn state. I've never met such backwards freaking idiots in my life. Lake City. As a matter of fact, when I moved out of Miami, we moved to, during my high school years, my sophomore year of high school, we moved not too far away from where, Lori, the other reader, The Way of Positive Change. We weren't very far from her, maybe like 30 minutes or so. So every time she's talking about the rednecks out there, I know exactly what she's talking about because that was my neck of the woods too. My neck of the woods. Any more questions, you guys? It is 10:39 over here. Yeah, I do not miss the bugs. I do not miss the snakes. I do not miss the alligators. I do not miss the humidity. I do not miss the rude ass, backwards, ignorant pieces of shits that live there. Entitled fucks too, especially the snowbirds. No, no. Flying cockroaches? Are you effing kidding me? Flying goddamn cockroaches. T-Barb. Why? Why? Florida is hell when you got every single species in that state that can freaking kill you, poison you. And then the laws there are so ridiculous where, hey, you're a collector. You want a highly poisonous snake that's native to Australia where we don't have the anti-venom for? Sure, so long as you have a license, feel free to keep this animal in your home. And you know what people do? They go out and they buy these snakes. They get too big. They decide it's too much. And what do? They let them loose. Yeah. They let them loose. My roommates, right before I went into the Navy, while I was waiting to go into boot camp and stuff, I lived with my friend Candy and her boyfriend at the time, Sam, and he worked at a herpetology store. So they sold all the nasty reptiles, all the nasty goddamn reptiles. And you would not believe how many times his store would get called to go pick up snakes that people just decided they didn't want to take care of anymore and just let loose. And then you have all these goddamn poisonous snakes that are not native to the state. There's no way to track them because it's not like they have freaking serial numbers or have those little chips that you put in your dogs and cats, and they're just running rampant all over. Well, not running, slithering rampant all over that part of Florida. There was one time, I'll have to find the article and send it to you, T-Barb. They picked up a python that took 6 men to hold up because it was somebody just let it loose. Just got tired of taking care of it, let it loose. That thing was eating neighborhood cats and dogs and everything else, possums, armadillos, whatever it can get its mouth on, because it's like, why? That's the idiocy of Florida. You know what my husband calls Floridians? Floor idiots. IDIOTS. Floor idiots. Nope. Oh yeah, alligator farms. Nope. No, thank you. And then the one nice animal that they have, the manatees. People just freaking drive their boats like fucking crazy, beating up the poor manatees, killing them. The manatees that you see, they're all beat up and have like ginormous scars all over them from the morons on boats that decide, those laws that say I shouldn't go over so many knots, fuck it, it doesn't apply to me, you know? The pythons, no, well, pythons can, depending on how big they can. They, that herpetology store that my roommate worked at, you know what they had in the back? A ginormous fucking anaconda. An anaconda. An anaconda, T-Barb. Why? Why? And it was the ugliest goddamn snake I've ever seen in my life. There was nothing pretty about it. Like all the super poisonous ones, the colors were super vibrant. There was this one I remember because they kept all the poisonous ones in the back of the shop at the name of the store was Glades Herp. And I'm talking vibrant, beautiful colors. They had cobras. They had the sand gliders. I don't know what part of the world those are from. If they're like from some weird desert plain in Africa, I don't know where the hell those snakes came from. But they have the horns on their heads and they bury themselves in the sand. Their scales are very prominent. They had those. They had cobras in the back of the shop. Poisonous frogs, tiny little frogs about that big, highly poisonous. You can't handle them with bare hands. They had these really ugly, disgusting fucking lizards. I don't even know what they were. Massive, nasty lizards that they just fed like guinea pigs to. Those things were poisonous. And then in the back, I remember in the back, they had a bathtub and they had an anaconda in there. I was like, why? Like, I've never understood. And when I lived with those guys, with Candy and Sam, because he worked at the herp store, we had snakes in the house. And I just never, like when he would let them out, I would stay in my room. I would not go out because those fuckers bit me more than one time when I was trying to help them feed the snake. And I went to feed one of the snakes and it latched onto my hand and I freaked out and I went like that and I flung the snake across the room and like, oh my God, you ripped its teeth out. Ah! Like freaking the fuck out. I was like, I don't give a shit. The goddamn thing bit me, you know? So when they would have the snakes out, I wouldn't come out and I just never understood the point. Like I never understood the point. Like, what's the point of a snake? You can't put it on a leash and walk it around the yard. No, you have to keep it in a freaking tank and just let it sit there. Like, that's not a life for any animal. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems cruel to me. Died from runoff. Yeah, snakes don't bother me just because I grew up with so many of them in Florida. Like, well, except the bad ones like water moccasins and rattlesnakes, but just stay away from them. Alligators, yeah, no. Those are like dinosaurs. No, the flying cockroaches was what got me all the goddamn time. Those goddamn flying cockroaches and those ginormous, I don't even know if they're grasshoppers, you guys, but they're like that big and they're ginormous and they're orange and they have like orange and yellow and black and white. I don't know what those things are called, but they're like grasshoppers on steroids. Those things were freaking disgusting. Yeah, no, nope, no, thank you, not for me. Not, I have no interest in. Is it a locust? It's like a grasshopper about this big. I mean, super fat, not skinny. Like you got to throw a brick on that thing to kill it, T-Barb. I'm not talking a little brick, like a big brick, like a 4x4 brick. You know, just nasty. And I remember they used to always tear up the orange trees, orange groves and stuff. They would destroy those. Like, nope. Another thing that I thought was cute in Florida, besides the manatees, the only other thing I thought was cute was the armadillos. That was it. Manatees and armadillos, the only redeeming qualities of Florida. Everything else can go to hell. Like Johnny says, the devil's breath. So, Fire ants in Florida, Shelby. Those damn fire ants. I have never seen a fire ant here in California. I'm sure they exist, but I've never come across one. In Florida, mounds and mounds and mounds of fire ant hills all over the place. All over the place. Yeah, they have armadillos in Florida, and it's really sad. Like when you go like on certain roads, like Alligator Alley, which is it's like an old highway. You see them splattered on the side of the road because people just kind of run them over. It's really sad, but I think armadillos are super cute. I think they're precious, cute little animals. Yeah, that's the only thing I liked from Florida. Manatees and armadillos. Georgia, yeah. I'm telling you, Nedra, since I've been out here, and when I first came to California, I lived in the ass crack of California over in the Central Valley. I've never seen a fire ant. You play with, wait, hold on, let me see. You play with pill bugs, which remind you of the armadillos. Yeah, the roly-poly-olies, the little gray ones that when you try to pick them up, they roll up into a little ball. America's limp penis is Florida. Exactly. 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 Just like every fucking man that lives in that state. Yeah, the roly-poly-olies. Yeah, they remind me of armadillos too. I love armadillos. I think they're so cute. They're cute little things. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Hey, hey, hey. So there's hearings again tomorrow, you guys? Is it all day, every day? You know what? I think possums get a bad rep. I think possums are cute. I think they're cute. So there's no hearings tomorrow? Just read in Twitter that apparently the networks currently don't want the remaining January 6 hearings to be in prime time. Oh, okay. So no more hearings until Monday at 10 a.m. June 13th at 10 a.m. Why are they spacing them out so far away? Let me see, what did T-Barb say? Possums are cute and very beneficial. They are. They are. I think they're cute. I think they're very cute. Let me see. I think they're cute. Now, I wouldn't go out and touch one. You know, I had read that it's unlikely to get rabies from possums, but they still carry other diseases. So I think they're cute. So, man. Yeah, the whole hearing is spaced out. Oh, I like raccoons too, the little trash pandas. I think they're precious. I don't know about them wild turkeys though. Mm-mm. I've seen those things chasing people around on the internet around like when they do Thanksgiving and people go out and start messing with the wild turkeys. Those things are mean and they're big. Mm-mm. Oh yeah, those snapping turtles. They have those in Florida too. See, I'm telling you, Florida's just full of trash. Mm-mm. It's like Jurassic Park down there. I swear to God. Freaking Jurassic Park down there. No, thank you. No, thank you. I've been gone since 98. I don't plan on ever going back. Ever. You could not pay me enough money. You could not pay me enough money to go back to that place. Mm-mm-mm. All right, y'all. Well, I'm going to get going. It is almost 11 o'clock here. I want to thank everybody for hanging out. T-Barb, thank you for hanging out with me tonight. You're the bestest. Thank you, Lucky Girl, and all the other moderators for helping out. I know Karen's not here anymore, but a big, huge thank you to Karen for helping me out with the read. So I hope that wasn't too much because I know we started jacking off there towards the end. But yeah, it looks like his prospects for re-election are not looking good. Slow moving issues in the courts, but big trouble. He's what the French would call le forte when it comes to legal issues. But again, not anytime soon. It's very slow moving and it's looking like it's growing now, but it doesn't hit until he's out, if that makes sense. And that's when it hits. So I hope to see you guys tomorrow. I got the list of grand tableaux. Let's see if we can hang out again tomorrow night, which is Friday. See if we can hang out Saturday. Sunday, I believe we will be on Johnny's, I think. I'm not quite sure. I forget, but it's not on my channel. So keep an eye out. And I hope to see you all again soon. Good night, everybody. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Sweet dreams. Don't dream of flying cockroaches. That's gross. Bye.